I don't know what happened. Okay. How is that? Yeah, are we good? I'm going to wait a second here because clearly I did something really, really dumb. And I'm waiting for it to come back. There we go. I am apologizing in advance here. So let's start this all over again. Yeah, I never got the countdown started. And then I started the stream when the countdown was showing on my screen. And obviously I just simply didn't push the right button. So I apologize. So we're going to start this all over again. Welcome. We are here, we are live, and we are ready to go. And just to go over kind of what the main task is going to be, you saw the thumbnail, you see the title. It is to put relays around the moon. I got started with that last week, but unfortunately, the rocket clearly just didn't have the Delta V to get the job done. We discovered that during testing, so we got to investigate kind of what went wrong. But before I do all that, well, I am out here with the Octo 6, and the Octo 6 has this magnetometer on it, the magnetometer boom, and it is collecting a magnetometer report. Well, I mean, it was collecting a magnetometer report. You can see here that it has collected 7.5 out of the 7.5 available science, so it's now waiting for more science to do, but it isn't going to find it out here. And if we take a look at the science archive, which Kerbalism provides for us, we can see here that in the outer belt, we have collected all the science that there is to collect around the Earth. We've also collected the global science and 90% of what's in the magnetosphere. Now, in case people are new to Kerbalism, what Kerbalism does, one of the many things it does, let's put it on all of it, there we go, is Kerbalism does put a magnetic field and hence magnetic belt or radiation belts around the Earth. And if you put this in your stock game, it would be around Kerbin. And so we have an inner belt, an outer belt, and this is the magnetosphere. And then outside, that's where you get this global one from, right here. The global one, you can see we've collected 100% of that. But what we still got to collect is the inner belt. We've hardly collected anything, 0.4 out of the available, and there's still 7.1 still to get. And if I push the right button, that, I believe, is the inner belt. Nope, there's the inner belt. There's the inner belt right there. We got to get ourselves into this region here. So you can see this satellite isn't anywhere near to being in the inner belt. So what we're going to do is we're going to move it. And we're gonna park it in here and collect the rest of the science that is in the inner belt. And it's also being mentioned I should hang around and wait for a coronal mass ejection. We'll do that too. But I do want to collect some of this almost nothing here. And actually, if we take a look, if I look at around the moon, you can see that I've gotten all of the high space global around the moon, but I've not got any of the space low global around the moon. And so there's a satellite there I want to move. Now, one of the great things that Kerbalism provides, one of the many, many great things, if I go back to our satellite, is you can examine satellites from here. So like, for instance, I don't have to go into map view or into tracking station and, you know, click on satellites and move from vessel to vessel to vessel. My entire vessel list is listed right here. And if I want to take a look, for instance, at my Lunar 1 vessel, I can just click on it and I can see what science it has collected. I can see it's working on a magnetometer report. Again, 12.5 at 12.5, and that's because it is in space high and we've collected all that. You can actually even turn things on and off and adjust all kinds of stuff from this position. And if you want to, you can just flat out go to that vessel. So I can use Kerbalism to kind of investigate what kind of things do I have available to collect the science that I want. So let's start by making a little bit of adjustment. This thing has 1,071 meters per second of DV in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it onto the retrograde vector. And does it have electricity? It does. Oh, it is very, very slowly moving. Now the only reaction wheels are down here in this probe core. That's what I'm looking for. Control. Wheel authority's at 100%. I guess that's all she's got. So we'll have to wait for it to get itself oriented onto the retrograde. And we're going to get ourselves down there. And then we'll pop over to Lunar 1. And we'll get it down into space low as well. I'm glad to see you here at the beginning. Neomorphic Replicant, good to see you. Neomorphic Replicant is one of my Kerbals sitting back home. But I think today's going to be a... where is this going? I think today is going to be a probe day. A non-Kerbal day. I don't understand at all what's going on here. Am I going to have to take control? Oh, now it's going... Oh, wait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now suddenly it's going really fast. Wow. Maybe getting away from this probe sooner rather than later is not a bad idea. Suddenly now it's snapping to the retrograde. I don't know what's going on here. I don't have any kind of KOS script running, do I? No, there's no KOS on here. I was just wondering if there's something that was interfering with this. Okay. We're good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to retract the magnetometer boom. Oh, I just did it for Lunar 1. Octo 6. Yes, let's retract that. Again, I don't know if it models having the center of mass move when you... But I thought it'd be better not to find out. And we're going to go over here to map view, and we're just going to bring down our periapsis. And bring it down into this inner belt. That's the whole plan. And I think I might just circularize in there too. Get it good and in there. Because we want that science. That feels, I think, good. Okay. We will... Why don't we do this with the maneuver node? Do this the proper way. Bring that down. There we go. That'll do it. Now I do want to reorient this for the solar panel, so that means in a... Oh, now it's stuck on retrograde. This is very, like, I'm pushing over hard on the yaw. I'm not time warping or anything. Behaving very strangely. I'm a little concerned. So let's just sort of get this done. Well, you're very, very welcome there, Maverick. I'm glad that the tutorials are working well for you. Suddenly now I got lots of reaction wheel torque, so it is strange. Come back. I'm a little worried about, because you can get failures of the reaction wheels and stuff like that, and I'm a little bit worried that there's... Oh, we do have Oh, hang on. There's a mod. There's a mod that I thought sounded cool, but I didn't understand, and I installed it anyway, called semi-saturable reaction wheels. And that might... I don't think I have anything to control about this. But I think that's what might be contributing to these reaction wheels behaving in a funny way. Yeah, that possibly one plane... I wonder if I roll it? Maybe one plane is bad? There might be something funky, but there is a mod out there. You know, I think that's good enough. I think I'm getting the... Let's extend this again. I'm going to do a little F5ing. As long as we're generating electricity, we're good. We are. Best to, I think, not push things. Okay, let's get down, do that burn. And we shall call it. Okay, again, retrograde. You can see now the magnetometer report is running. We're starting to collect that inner belt science. So this is where we kind of want to stay. But we're going to retract it for now. It did say reaction wheel damage because of radiation. Well, we are hanging out in radiation belts. Yeah, there we go. Radiation, taking radiation damage. So there might be, there may be something up right here. Well, then all the more reason to just sort of get this done before this thing fails me completely. Yeah, we are taking radiation damage. Okay, let's go to half throttle. Because I notice this thing is not exactly uber balanced. And there's nothing precise about this orbit. So yeah, we're taking radiation damage on our reaction wheels. And we're going to continue to take radiation damage down here. But hopefully, as long as the magnetometer keeps working, then everything is cool. It's kind of neat how I thought it would just, you know, one day just fail. But I kind of like how it's kind of semi-failing. And likely over time, it'll just keep getting worse, won't it? I like that. It's kind of cool. Okay, we're in here. We're good. Let's leave it in here. Let's see. Extend that. And again, I'm going to try and get it sort of pointed so that the solar panels are going to get some decent exposure. I don't think I need a lot of electricity to make this thing work. But get it so it's sort of good enough. How do you get rid of the game data in the mods I installed from Space Dock? Honestly, that would depend upon the mod, and I would, if it were me, I would start from a fresh install. Like if you got your game from Steam, I would get a fresh install out of Steam, and whenever I really do a big new game with a whole different batch of mods, I always go to a fresh install. All right. I'm thinking this might just be good enough. Maybe a little more. But yeah, this thing is clearly just kind of limping along. All right, so that's going to end up being a little over 7 more science, and that'll collect in the background. I think that's good. I'm going to leave it here. So we're going to leave that, and we're going to hop on over to Lunar 1. Just got to click here and say go over there. Hello, Vincent. Welcome. Michael, good to see you. So this is Lunar 1. It's kind of funny. This was meant to be just the vessel that brought it out here. And the actual probe is still here, so there's still a ton of vehicle or Delta V left. Like, oh well, 580 now. We're only around the moon, so it should be fine. Okay, again, we're going to retract that magnetometer, and we're going to get down to. It is already down. Okay, I see this. This guy's been going around. And it goes into near space and then up the high space, but it's done with the high space. So what I think I'll do is simply circularize here in near space. And call it. And then, because it's all done in the high space stuff. So am I generating electricity? I am. So let's just simply get this guy into position. It's 100 meter per second burn. Where's our moon? There we are. It's all darky dark. I should have checked to see if I had a good signal before I did that, but thankfully I do. And it has collected, if we go to, you know, let me, no, I can do this. I was about to say I should probably take care of the burn, but if you click here just on current vessel, it just shows the science that's available on this vessel. And if we go down through anything but the magnetometer report, you will see that it's all like 100% done around the moon. So everything else I'm not worried about. See, moon, all done, 100%. Moon, boop, 100%. So it's just the magnetometer. Okay, let's get ready to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and go. need to worry about that. And then we'll get going with our relays. Okay, what's that? It's underneath 60 kilometers all the way around. That's all I need. We'll orient this once again for the solar panels this way. And you can push buttons. Oh, I'm still locked to retrograde. I don't know how often I do that. It is like all the time. And ideally, I just want it pointed straight up on the screen, no matter which way around I go. It is now. And, oh, what's my notification? Oh, there's a complete vessel somewhere. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. And what I need to do is turn on that magnetometer again. So there it goes. I love watching that unfurl. It's great. All right, so with that done, and that's going to be, what is that, about 8.6 science. It's going to take just under 6 days, but that'll happen in no time. Let's go to the Space Center. Let's get taking a look at our build. Okay, and then into here we go. All right, so let's see. It is, I think I just called it Mun Relays or something. Mun Relays, there we go. And somehow the DV for this is just not correct. And I think part of the issue, like I need about 5 kilometers per second for the entire mission, and you can see here there just isn't enough. And I think part of the issue is this fairing. Now I took it out of the staging because I like to stage the fairings with an action group, but if I put it back into the staging, it's right here. Let me give it its own little stage. And where you put it in here makes a difference. Well, I don't know, now suddenly it's not making, what if I put it up here? Yeah, it makes a big difference where this goes. I think it's a little bit confused because there's 3 satellites in here. I don't think I can, let's put it in the worst case scenario, which seems to be right at the top, like it's carrying it the whole time. And we'll see if we can not just push our way through. So the actual launch vehicle is that. Let's take the booster off. So this is the actual vehicle. I'm pretty confident the satellites are pretty good as far as the amount of DV they have to get done what they need to do, but this vehicle needs about 3,200 meters per second to DV, and you can see here it is at 1852, so nowhere near. So we're gonna up that a little bit. Let's see if we can get. And the stock game is completely confused. So we're going to add a lot more fuel to this. Now, thankfully, it has, well, not a great amount of thrust. I might need to up the engine. So let's take this off. Let's just put this aside for now. Let's get a bigger tank. And let's see. Do I put on, let's try the Spark once again. Not the Spark, I'm sorry. That was the Pug. Okay, that's 2,800. That's pretty good. I'm going to just overbuild. I think that's going to be my whole strategy. 2,845. That is very overbuilt. I do have a smart part on here, so we're going to swipe that. Put that there. That's probably there for staging. All right, so that's all I'm going to do. I think that should be good. And then we're going to go put this booster back on. Might need to oomph it up. And all told, I want about 5,000 meters per second. I got 5,300 meters per second. Probably don't have... No, I don't have the DV I want. So what we're going to do is let's get rid of these launch clamps. We're going to up this a little bit. let's see here. Let's take out one of these. I want to get this TWR up higher. 1.96 feels about right. And now I want to, maybe the simplest thing to do would be just a couple of, come on, decoupling. There we go. A couple of hammers. I think I got those unlocked. I don't, oh, I have no hammers. I am hammerless. I have the little mite and I have the flea. I'm not going to use, oh, nope, these are the shrimp. I think the shrimps aren't enough. The shrimps are shrimpy. Yeah, they're not enough. Okay, so we're going to go with an LFO style thing here. So I'm going to make a copy of this tank. Because this tank has been edited. You ever get this thing happening where one of the tanks, like, just the symmetry doesn't work? The thing to do is just pull that off. Oh dear. Let's remove this dude from symmetry. And be gone. There. And now if I pull this off, let's put this on one-way symmetry. Sometimes it's easier just to build everything on one-way symmetry and then just double up when you're all done. So the idea here is to do that. Probably a couple of reliance. This is going to have a lot of oomph-itude. Two-way symmetry like that. We'll put... Do I have fuel lines yet? I have fuel lines. It's funny. I can do the whole asparagus staging thing, but I don't have hammers yet. I don't know why I find that kind of funny. If I do the whole asparagus staging thing by putting in a couple of fuel lines and put all of these boosters on at the same time, that's now a bazillion tons of thrust and DV. Right? I'm like super duper good now. So let's just put a little nose cone on the top of this and call this done. How I don't know how this can't get the job done. And for people that are new to the series and might be looking at this and going, why on earth do you have Mark 1 fuel cans here that have both liquid fuel and oxidizer? That's a mod that is a tank configurator mod, and it is awesome. You can take any tank and just simply say, no, you're not holding this anymore. You're going to be holding that instead. Super duper handy. Okay, we're going to do that. For whatever reason, I'm going to change these to white. That's not white. There we go. And we'll put those launch clamps back. Like so. Like so. And we will arrange this and this. And everything else should be... Oh no, this engine's in the wrong spot. It needs to be here. Yep, and then those are for staging each of the individual satellites. The fairings I'll just keep out of the way. Okay, let's take the fairings back out of the staging. And they're on an action group. I should just check to make sure my action groups are still right, but I don't see why. Yep, they're on action group 5. And then for action group 0, I have deploying antennas and opening doors and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I am not good for SRPs. We'll go with LFO engines. That's fine. I'm good. This should do... Oh, wait, the thrust to weight's ridiculous, isn't it? It sure is. So we will dial down this mania here. These will be at very low thrust. That's looking super de-duper. All right, let's give this a go. So hopefully, this will... You think it's a long boy? It's not that big. I don't think it's that big. Let's do a simulation and make sure this works, and then we'll build it and we'll go for it and we'll integrate it and all of that. All right, so one thing I want to do just to sort of show people this, and again, I promise I'm going to ease off a little bit on the KOSing, but just to show you, last time my launch script sort of behaved kind of funny, so I want to just show people very quickly, for those people that might be interested, the changes that I have made. So all of the changes are actually here where I store all of my launch functions in this file. So one of the changes I made is it was messing up with the minimum throttle. I was reducing the throttle to a certain point, and then it would stage, and then the throttle wouldn't get back up. And the reason why that was happening is because I have a little bit of here where if the thrust setting gets down to 0.4, so that would be like, 40% thrust, what I want to do is make that the minimum and lock it to 0.4. And then what was ending up happening is it was locked at that, and it wasn't making any adjustments once the stage. So to fix that, what I did is I added in a little toggle here called throttle min. And if I set that, it starts off at being true. It starts off being false. I toggle it to true so that in this if statement, it will no longer, it says here, if not throttle min, then I don't want you doing this. So once this is set to true, this becomes false, and it won't keep fiddling around with changing the throttle. Cool. But that was the problem. So down here, though, I have a second one that says if my ETA to apoapsis ever gets below my target ETA, which I have set to 55 seconds, but I can change it, minus 2 seconds, so 53 seconds. So if all of a sudden that apoapsis is starting to creep towards the vessel, I don't have enough thrust, and this throttle min is true, I want you to print a message saying, oh, I got to increase the throttle. Set the new throttle setting to 1, so that's 100%. And then there is this thing about changing print the message to false. That's just so this message here doesn't get printed over and over and over again, that it's reducing the throttle. But then I set throttle min back to false again so that this if will now become a true statement, and it will go through the reduced throttle part. I'm hoping that makes some sense, but if if it doesn't, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to show it for those people that are KOS. The other things I did were a lot simpler. I put in a couple of auto deploy statements. So for instance, down here, when I lock to prograde, which happens at 50 kilometers, it goes through the process of locking it to prograde, but also I turn on action group 5. That will stage the fairing, so that will happen automatically, or at least it should. And then finally, in this part here, wait until the altitude reaches 70 kilometers, so that means we're in space. And then what it's going to do is it's going to, I don't know why I have and the throttle is, oh, the throttle is off. Okay, that makes sense. I want you to activate action group 10, which is the just deploying stuff, antennas and opening doors and that kind of thing. And then finally, one last thing I put in here is a little line in the countdown function right here. There we are. It's going through the whole thing. It goes ignition, it stages, so that starts our engines, and then it waits a second. And if the ship thrust to weight ratio is less than 1, what I want you to do is print that I'm detecting subnominal thrust. I want to wait, print the message, just what we're scrubbing the launch, and we're going to set scrubbed to true. That initially is false. And then in this statement, if it's not scrubbed, go ahead and launch and stage. But if it is scrubbed, this becomes false, and it won't do this if statement, and then it won't launch. So that's the idea. Is if one of those engines ends up failing, which Kerbalism can do from time to time, it shouldn't launch it. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Let's just run orbit and hope everything works well. Now, having gone through all that, this is what happened last time. Watch this thing not work. There it goes. See, it detected that all 3 engines were going, gave it the thumbs up, and released the launch clamps. Hello, Bort. Bort Mort. Good to see you. And I have changed it now so that the throttle will stop reducing when it gets to about 40%. And that's just to make these launches go quicker. It was spending so much time at the top end of the ascent that I was getting bored. And I found 40% was a nice balance. Alright, now these should stay... Oh! Okay. I gotta put a smart part on those radial boosters. They didn't stage for me automatically. I usually do that with smart parts. That's what this little smart part here is for, and this little smart part here is for. I don't know what this little smart part's for. Oh, this one's also staging the fairing. Okay, so I got two things wanting to stage the fairing. I can take that smart part off. I'll have to remember that. We got double fairings being staged. Okay, how are we doing here? We are... Apoapsis is now 38 seconds ahead of us. And the key is, if this thing gets itself into orbit and has about 1,240 meters per second in it, then I think we're good to go for our mission. Alright, you can see here it's reduced the throttle so that we're holding at 55 seconds to apoapsis. It's just going to kind of hold that throttle at this point. You can see it's already pretty close to 40%. Might get to a point where this time starts to go up again. Okay. Next thing that it's going to do is when it gets to 50 kilometers, it'll lock the prograde and should stage the fairings. I'm wondering if I should just... Let's turn this one to false so that it doesn't... I don't like that two things are trying to stage the fairing. I'll never know which one actually did it. We'll take that guy off. Or are we going to be staging first? I think we're going to be staging first. Yes, we are. We're going to be staging first. And fairings deployed, so that's all good. Good. We're on to our next, kind of happened almost simultaneously. So you can see here the throttle is still locked at about 40%, but as this time to apoapsis hits 53, it should jump back up. There it goes. And then, as this time to apoapsis increases to 55 seconds, it should throttle back down again. I can see I don't quite have... I'm hoping I got enough thrust up here. It's a little bit of a wimpy engine. We're still creeping towards our apoapsis, but I think it's okay. No, it is going... I've done nothing. Everything's been going automatically. It's entirely on this KOS script that's running. I kind of like the process of automating things. It's a lot of fun. At least for me, it's fun. Okay, what's happening to our time to apoapsis? It seems stuck at 45 seconds. I'd love to see it start to creep back up. It's creeping back up again. Good. That is a good thing. So that means that this engine's fine. I don't need to get a more powerful one on there. If the time to apoapsis got down to 0, then this engine would have to have been replaced with something more powerful. And now you can see it's reducing throttle once again. And the idea of reducing throttle, especially at this stage of the game, well, there's two ideas behind it. One is to recognize that we don't need to have a very powerful engine up here, and that means we get to get away with a very light engine. But number two is we're putting a ton of energy into raising our periapsis so that our final circularization won't be anything to really worry about. I don't know if I trust this number. Like, now it's saying 375 is left in this tank, but it had 2,800 or something like that, and we're at like just a little less than half fuel. There's got to be way more DV than that. I think this might be messed up. Fortunately, I don't think I have Kerbal Engineer available. No. I know how we can test it, but... Anyway, engine's cut off. Oh, we're not in space yet. So that's why things aren't happening. So once in space, there we go. We are now getting ready for our circularization burn. And our little doors here have opened. Our antenna has deployed. All of that kind of happy stuff. But I don't trust this number. So I'm going to give it a little test in just a moment. How much fuel's in here? 4195. What I'm going to do is when I'm in the VAB, I'm going to recreate this because there's just no way that number's right. Yeah, I think it is. It's the KRASH, the mod that does these simulations for us. It is somehow messing up these DV calculations. I'm not 100% sure why it does, but it does. And the one thing I've still worked out is this guy has trouble, this KOS script has trouble with really short burns, and this is only a 4-second burn, so it might bork at this. Starting burn in 3, 2, 1. Burn complete. Clearly that's not right. So I'll do that part manually. That's funny. All right, we're good. So according to this, I have 329 meters per second left. There's absolutely zero way that that is correct. I can't believe that. I'm wondering if maybe it's not counting the... That could be 2. Oh my gosh, I just thought of something, but one thing at a time. So there's 40.47 units of liquid fuel aboard. Let me write that down. And we're going to end our simulation. All of a sudden, I'm worried if maybe Kerbal Engineer is not counting the weight of those satellites, if it thinks somehow that they're all deployed or something. I hope not. I have no idea. What year? I'm not paying attention to years. Like, we're still in year 1, I think. So, I don't think... This isn't RP1 where you start in 1951 and kind of keep going. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to save this. Throw this away. We're going to reduce this to... I said... What did I say? 40.47. And we'll do our best to match the oxidizer. Got to put a little bit more in there. I should have written both numbers down, shouldn't I have? 48 maybe. 49. That's close enough. See, in here it says I have 1,400, and that's with the bloody fairing still on. If I delete the fairing, there's 1,744 meters per second aboard this. With that little fuel in it, an oxidizer. If I take off one of these satellites, does the DV go up? I'm suddenly worried it's not counting. Did that go up? Yes, it did. So it's counting the weight of these satellites. Definitely. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. So don't save this guy. I've kind of mangled it. Let's go to here. Get our Mun Relay. We're going to go with this. We're going to go with this. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. We're going to trust it. So let's save this. Oh yeah, this smart part needs to come off. Another thing is if I take a look at my science archive, I wrote down, I was going through the different, but if I look at the site experiment, it's down here. The site experiment. This is an experiment that is biome specific in space high, and not in space low. And you can see I got all of this. Is it the site or is it the mite I want? Now I'm not so sure. Oh no, the mite is only, yeah, you need to be atmospheric. So why don't I put the site experiment on this, because these are going to be in space high, and then it'll collect some additional science for us. So what we'll do is, you know what I think I'll do? I think I'm just going to, I could put it on each of those satellites, but what I'm thinking is I don't want to add too much to this already. It's already kind of got a lot going on. I'm going to go to the probe body that's down here. It's hiding you. Haha. I'm going to go to you. We're going to configure the uncrewed experiment. For some reason, it still has a thermometer aboard. You do want to take off these unwanted experiments because they do add weight and they do add well, when they're not running, they don't add electricity burning. But you do want to, they at least do have weight, so you do want to take them off. And we're going to change this to the site. I think everything else is not worthwhile. I think that's all I got. Yes, so we're going to change that to the site. That adds 2 kilograms. I'm sure that's going to be fine. I'm sure the electricity usage is fine. And it'll whoa, shoot, shooty, shoot. What did I do? Okay, hopefully that's okay. Let me make sure that it actually is there. Oh, no, I can't see it from here. So hard sometimes. Just Probodyne. Dobodyne. Why am I not? Oh, come on. Where are you? Oh, it's still here. I had it pinned that whole time. Oh, for gosh sakes. Where's my science? Science, the site experiment there. Turn it to waiting so that it's on. Okay. Okay, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Alright, so I'm thinking we're pretty close to a thing here. Let me see. I wrote some notes. I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Needs the science. Yep, we're going to put the site experiment on it. And I wrote a note saying put an engineer chip on it, but I don't think I'm going to. Fairings, yep, I think it's all good. I think we're all good. Or wait a minute. Wait a minute. Sorry. I'm looking at my notes again. What about the mite? The mite experiment. Oh, no. I want to do space low. Space low biome specific. Oh, yeah. Space low biome specific. I've collected all of it from the mite experiment. Now, this is only for bodies with an atmosphere, but it will be in space high as it makes its way to the Earth, and it only takes 12.5 minutes to collect. I'm going to change. I'm changing my mind. I'm changing my mind, and I'm going to make this the mite experiment, not the site experiment. Again, apologize for the... Come on. The hardest part is finding parts. Somewhere down there, there's a probe body, right? There it is. Haha. Sorry, change of plans. I really shouldn't be... I shouldn't be put in charge of a space program, should I? Okay, we're going to change this to the mite experiment. I think that's a more worthwhile one. Could probably do... You know, I'm worried if I do both, it'll be too... No, we'll do one. Turn it on. Done. Stop it. Boom, 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 boom. Save. We're done. My actual note said the mite experiment, and it's when I was looking at my notes that I went, no, you wanted the mite, stupid. Okay, we're good. Yes, this is for the moon. These are relays to go around the moon. That is the entire plan. So, let's save this, and let's open up Kerbal construction time. Oh, it was down here. Show this. We want to add you to the plans. And we're going to also get this building for us. And let's build it. Let's fly it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so if we open up Kerbal construction time now... Oh, the next thing that's going to happen is the tracking station is going to go up to level 3. That is great. But if we take a look at the VAB, I do have my Mun Relays being built. Yeah, let's do it. So we'll time warp. Well, first of all, to the upgrading of the tracking station. Oh, level 3 tracking station. And you know what? Before I got 2 bays going. I know. I always end up spending so much time building, and it really kind of bugs me. But I want to make a really quick probe whose job is to do the site experiment. Where's my lunar one? Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. If I get my lunar... I just want to get something else building. If I open up my lunar one... So this is my little guy that we adjusted actually earlier. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the magnetometer off. We're going to take off this fella. I don't think I really need it. This was put on for transmission speed. And we're going to put the site experiment on this. So we're going to configure the science. Oh my gosh. And we're going to look for the site experiment. The site experiment, it takes an hour to run. The data rate of transmission is only 3.4 kilobytes per second. Can that be handled with a simple Communitron antenna? And if the answer to that question is yes, then guess what's going to happen? It's going to be that. Max speed of 2.4. Oh no, I guess I'll put the... Okay, we'll put the HG back on again. So let's actually just do some control Zetting. Put that back. Grab this. Configure the experiments. Again, I want... That's off, and this is going to be the site. And just to remind people what the site does, this is the whole build. I'm not going to do anything else. But to remind... Oh, take the thermometer off. Don't care about the thermometer. Anything else hiding on here? Radiation scan. Where are you hiding, radiation scan? I don't care about radiation scans. You, off. Off you go. We've done all that. But for the site experiment, you can see here that all I've done is collected in space low about the Earth. And what I want to do is collect it in space high above the Earth. And I want to head out toward... Oh, wait. This makes no sense. This makes no sense because it needs an atmosphere. Maybe the might is what I want. My notes are too messy. That's what my problem is. Might. Might works around the moon. Does space high, space low. It's already collected it all. I'm done. Forget it. No. This is a waste of time. I'm done. I'm done. No more. Don't save this. I just hated the idea of not having something else being built, and I frantically tried to get something else built, and then I went, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, just build it. Just go. Warp to the completion of my Mun Relays. Wreckage. Oh gosh, that's the wreckage from a Kerbal that I rescued. The batteries in that just died. I don't care. We'll delete that later. Okay, warp to sunrise. Oh shoot, roll it out. And launch. Launch. Upgrades! Oh gosh, No Mercy just pointed out I did not do any upgrades. Okay, well hopefully everything will be good. I never did look at upgrades. I always forget that. I have a checklist and everything and then I ignore it. Alright. Because I'm always like, I gotta keep moving. We gotta get these relays up. Let's move, let's move, let's move. And I think there's a false economy in all that. Of me doing just silly things continually because I'm a silly person. Okay. So here is that. Oh, look, we got our Kerbal engineered data. That's from the upgraded tracking station. That's awesome. We can modify this if we like, but for now we're just going to again run our orbit program. and hope that everything goes well. Nope. Hey, you shouldn't have done that! Okay, we had an engine failure. Well, so much for this whole, like, it's... Oh, I guess the TWR was higher than 1. Oh, Lord. Okay. Isn't life fun? So, what happened there? We had an engine failure. Look at all the little parts. Oh, my gosh. What a mess. What a mess. Look over here. Oh, my gosh. Who's going to clean that up? I don't know. Anyway. So, for those people wondering what just happened, we had an engine fail. And now I can see what happened is that engine failure resulted in a thrust to weight that was still more than 1 because it went up. So the launch clamp said, we're all good. Or the KOS program said, we're all good, and released the launch clamps. So much for my auto scrubbing. That didn't work. Okay. So we're going to have to build another one. Oh my gosh. Is there like... Okay, there's not too much to clean up. I just saw parts everywhere and I was like... Or is it all over there? No, that's it. Okay. So what we'll do... Now, No Mercy mentioned the upgrades. So thumbs up there for No Mercy. Remembering that I'm really bad at remembering things like upgrades. So we shall see. Now, I'm pretty sure, like, these boosters get lost pretty quick. I don't think I have to worry about upgrading them. Same with this guy. It's got 5 ignitions. That's going to be enough. It'll be lost before the ascent. Now, one thing is the little bitty... This little fella has... I'm going to upgrade him from standard to high. That gives it a lot more burn time and more ignitions. I think that's a good idea, because that's the engine that's going to be doing most of the work. And up here, these engines are just actually RCS ports, and those guys I think are pretty foolproof, so I'm not going to worry about those. So I think that's good for upgrades. Electricity, I think I probably upgraded the batteries anyway. Did I? Yes, they are on... No, they're on low density. Okay. You know what? I'm sure they're fine. Don't need to worry about batteries. Batteries are fine. Okay, save it. Here, again, we'll add these to the plans and overwrite the old plans. Build that one. Upgrade construction to build it faster. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I don't know. I'm not in a hurry. I find when you play RP1, time really feels much more like a crunch. But here, like, we've done a ton of launches. We're only 221 days into this, and time doesn't even really matter. So I'm not too worried about time. I'm just gonna... We'll just build another one. I got a lot of money. What if NASA ran their programs this way? Okay, let's roll that out. Warp to Sunrise. Noticing I got 33 science too, so I got my little probes have been doing their job collecting science for me, so I could probably start another tech node researching. But let's get this done. I want to get this done. Get her done. Oh, maybe I should have upgraded those launch engines, considering one of them failed. maybe upgrading those would have been a good idea. Oh well. See what happens this time. Hey, there we go. So that's good. All's good. Now, there is a contract, by the way. I should mention there is a contract. One contract is to place a relay satellite about the moon, and that is the only stipulation, other than the fact that the that the apoapsis has to be below 1,100 kilometers, which it will be. And also that the antenna rating is at least 5 megameters. I'm pretty sure I got that with those antennas. Maybe it's just waiting to be deployed. If not, I'm sorry. But that's it. And then forgot to put smart parts on those. And this one is to position a satellite in a specific orbit of the moon. And so what we're going to do is before we establish our relays, we're going to install into this orbit. And then we'll go and install the relay. So we'll kill this contract at the same time. So we got 2 contracts here to do. Tuck that up there. All right. Again, we'll keep a close eye on our time to Apo. One of the nice things I like about automating these launches too is I find myself when I'm really concentrating on what I'm doing on the screen that I have trouble also looking at the chat, but now that this is running on its own, it gives me a lot more opportunity to kind of see what's going on the chat and missing less. Because multitasking and keeping my attention in 2 different places at the same time is a bit of a challenge. Do I have the science experiments for the second mission? I think so. I thought I saved it. No, there's the mite experiment. It's all good. Yep, we got it aboard. We got it aboard. So everything should be good there. The delta V on the second stage looks low. I don't trust this number. I really, really don't. Look at Kerbal Engineers giving me my current delta V at about 2,700 meters per second, which is about 1,000 more than what the stock game is telling me. So there's a disagreement here. That's why I like Kerbal Engineer. So I'm not trusting this number. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but I don't trust it. Okay, there goes our fairings, and we're on to our next motor. Nicey nice. Our 3 nicely stacked satellites. Didn't one of them need a thermometer? Oh my goodness gracious. It needed a thermometer and an accelerometer, neither of which are aboard. You are correct. All right, so this contract isn't going to happen. But we can still do the relays, right? Please tell me we can still do the relays. Oh my gosh. Yep, so I got caught on that one that the putting it into a specific orbit did require a thermometer and a, what was it, a thermometer and an accelerometer, and I forgot because I'm a doofus. Oh well, it hasn't been the first time I've done that, and it certainly won't be the last time I do that. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? We are still pushing up our apoapsis, starting to reduce throttle here. I may have issues with this contract if I have real antennas installed. Oh, okay. Because I'm pretty sure I looked at... I don't think I do have real antennas installed. But I thought I looked at these antennas and I thought they had the appropriate strength. So that's what's kind of got me a little worried. It doesn't say it here because I'm noticing that the 5... whatever the M is. I'm not quite sure how these scales work. Megameters. I think it is meant to be megameters, but there should be a little M on that then. But I'm pretty sure these antennas are correct for the signal strength. But maybe I need to deploy them. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, that's confused, but it's showing 1,500 meters per second here. Yeah, these numbers are back. I think it's confused because of the staging, because of these 3 decouplers all stacked here. But I trust this 1473 more than I trust this 773. The 1473 feels right based on a lot of different things. Okay, so this guy is orienting itself onto that burn vector. And what we're going to do here is we're going to abort our program because it's a 2-second burn, and I know for a fact it's going to struggle with a 2-second burn. We're going to turn down the throttle limiter, get that burn time up a bit. 6 seconds, I'm happy with that. Okay, we're going to do a little F5ing. A little time warping. Uh-oh. Where are you going? Oh, I didn't put SAS on. Maybe that's what that's all about. Put SAS on, lock this to prograde. It's all good. Now, what happens if I extend one of these antennas? And that went green. Okay, that's making me feel better. So I think all I need to do is put this thing in orbit of the moon and everything's good. So I botched the insert the satellite business. We'll deal with that with something else. Extend that one just for balance so it looks right. Okay. Let's see. We've got a 6-second burn, so I'll wait till we're 6 seconds before, and I'll go to half throttle. That should all be good. And 80 by 80-ish. Happy with that. Okay, let's orient this fella for solar panel purposes. And let's think about getting ourselves to the moon. Okay, what's the science situation here? The mite is waiting to run. That's good. Okay, these guys look fine. I'm happy with that. Let's get ourselves out to the moon. Okay, turn off our radiation belts. Don't care about that. That's the debris we got to get rid of. But that's our target there. Oh, shoot. I forgot entirely. Oh, it came out lucky. It's not too bad. I forgot entirely that we are playing in Kerbal Real Solar System with the moon on a nice jaunty slant. But it doesn't look like it's that bad. We'll have to see. I didn't quite launch at the same right time, but I think I might get lucky. I think I might get lucky. I paid no attention to my launch window at all. Oh my god, I'm so lucky. Might has stopped. It's not waiting. Thank you. There we go. Boy, I'm lucky. That's silly that I got that lucky. Okay, let's focus our view here, make this work. So, I am aiming for, going to completely ignore this orbit. I don't care. But what I'm aiming for then is an apoapsis. I got a phasing orbit that I got to think about. Or a closest approach of 341.33 kilometers. I worked that out. I have a video where wait a second, what? Okay, I'm gonna not trust this number that I think KSP's confused. It's saying I don't have enough fuel. I'm really, really hoping you're wrong. Really, really hoping you're wrong. Okay, so we're coming around. Just gonna get this in nice and close. Okay, that's getting a little bit up in the air. A little bit that way. A little bit this way. Let's come in like this. A little more prograde. There we go. And actually, the inclination of these really doesn't matter. Like it's kind of irrelevant. As long as they're all in the same plane, it's good. I think I might. You will do a little bit of a correction. Maybe that's the better plan. So let's see if I come in. I say 351. There we go. We'll do a bit of a correction. That's good for now. That's good for now. All right. So according to this, oh wait, the burn time's way too long. 1 minute, 1 second. I'm comfortable with that. Let's be brave. We'll open up KOS. I should have a mission, yes, an execute a maneuver script. Last week that didn't work so well, but let's hope maybe things will be better. So we'll do a little quick save, warp to here, warp to our maneuver. Happy accident skill. I got really lucky with that insertion. And we should be able to run, execute, maneuver. And it should just do it. So it's orienting itself onto the maneuver node. What are all these? Telling me about destroyed stages and the like. That doesn't matter. All right. Actually, this is perfect that this... Oh, wait. We get period, sorry, from here, too. You need to know the orbital period. We got it right there. To insert relays, it really helps to see that period. But we can get it from engineer, but we can also get that from stock. Now watch this. Everybody I know sees that red line. I've had these situations happen before. And all of a sudden the red line will disappear and the game will go, oh wait, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. But I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. In which case, I'll have to abort this mission and we'll try again. Put on a little bit more fuel. Let's see. I'm increasingly getting worried now, actually. Now I'm starting to get more worried. Looking at the fuel level, I'm starting to get more worried. Oh my gosh. Trying to get a reliable... Yeah, we're out of fuel. So yeah, okay. Well, this is a great big useless piece of nothingness, isn't it? It's a probe to nowhere. It is a probe to nowhere. Nice. Okay. Shoot. Yeah. I think I need 1800 to 1900 meters per second to get there and circularize. No, it's not that high. It isn't that much. I know that for a fact. But to get what I need to get done. But I don't know. Numbers are lying again to me. So this didn't work. I guess I'm just going to arbitrarily add more fuel. And let's get back to the Space Center. Going to arbitrarily just add more fuel. Man, I'm trying to think of a workaround. Because I don't know where it is that all these miscalculations are coming in. I've never had this much trouble with it. I know that the KRASH simulator is part of the problem. But that wasn't, I don't know. Somehow I'm just not getting reliable delta V calculations. Turn the satellite engines off? I can try that. Well, they're RCS. They're not on to begin with. Replace the satellites with a dummy payload. That's too much work. We're an hour and 10 minutes into the stream. I'm not going to get in there and replace all that. Well, actually, maybe that's not a dumb idea. Maybe that's a good idea. Because you're right, I think that is the source of the problem. But what I do, no, that's a good idea. Let's get the dummy payload. Because I think that is the source of a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this here booster. What's the mass of that? That is, I'm going to write that down, 1,278 kilograms. And I'll at least hope and trust that that is a correct number. So what we're going to do is go back to here. Open this up. We're going to make, again, our root part. Ugh. You know what? Just make the root part this for now. We're going to throw that off. Actually, yeah, throw it off. We're going to put back on a fairing. I'm going to do exactly what was being suggested there. I'm going to use this utility mass. This is a wonderful little mod. All this is mass. This is just something that weighs something. And it's for, we're going to make use of it right here. So what we're going to do again, make that the root part. And we want this to weigh, I wrote it down. I got so many numbers here that I'm forgetting where did I write it down? Oh, for goodness sakes. You idiot. I swear I wrote this down and now I can't find the number and where I wrote it down. I have a piece of paper here that's filled with nothing but numbers, but none of those numbers... Oh, for goodness sakes. Don't save. Mun Relays. Try this again. No, this one. No, I want you to be the root part. There we go. This comes off. This weighs 1,278. Put a bunch of circles around that. 2,078. You know what's going to happen is after the stream, I'm going to see that number somewhere else. I'm going, oh, that's where that number went. Okay, put that back. This goes back to being the root part. That gets thrown away. New fairing. Get that utility weight. No, I don't care about that. Stop it. And we can crank up the weight of this. Mass. You can just make it bigger. Oh, wow. Oh, wait. We want that off. Yeah. Change the root part again. And 1,278. I don't want to change the size. That's 2 tons. Okay, here we go. 1,200. I'm not sure I can get that fine. Well, I think I can, actually. I need to add, what is it? 78. I just need to add 3 kilograms to this. So put 3 kilograms on there. I'm ignoring the weight of the fairing. Oh, I don't care about that. Okay, so now that is the same thing. So now, without all of this confusing stuff, this says I have 1,503 meters per second to delta V, which is not nearly enough. Isn't that wild? That is so crazy. Okay, that's coming off. We're gonna need, oh, that's my biggest tank. We're gonna, obviously, I think I need to switch to the Terrier engine here. Again, I want this to be about 1,200 meters per second. That's getting thrown away. I need a bigger fuel tank. I think this dummy mass idea was a good one. Or not, I said 1,200. 2,240. So that's darn close enough. The TWR, I am fine with that. I think I'm going to go with this. Might as well add the smart parts and all that stuff. Yes, I'm going to try and remember to do all of that stuff. So now I think, well, no, because now I need all of this to be about 5,000. I'm not there, so what I'm going to do is take that off. That comes off. But I can increase this. I turned the TWR on these radio boosters way down. I'm looking at this TWR 1.86. I think that is good. And then what we're going to do is remove that. Mark 1 fuselage. edit it. Take out the liquid fuel, and we're editing, putting back in LFO, max that out, add it on. Beautiful. Put one on the other side. Nose cones, maybe two-way symmetry is a good idea too. That's the way you want to be. Fine, I'll do it this way. There we go. Okay, so now I got 5,072 meters per second of DV. That should be plenty. Should be 100% lots. That's the official definition of lots. The TWR, I'm sure at launch is way too low, but that's okay because we can crank this up. Beautiful. So now, according to this, this is 5,066 meters per second of DV. Does this in no way concurs, but I'll trust this number. Stock does not agree. Okay, so we're going to make a couple of adjustments here. I'm going to just slide these fellas down. Whoa, 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 whoa. Clicking the wrong one. Slide these fellas down. And then slide these up. I like to get the decoupler to be a little bit high. And we'll just slide this up so that our engine bells are all matching there. And I think I have struts. I do. So we'll do a couple of strutty struts down here. It needs to be that way, doesn't it? Okay, that way. And this way. Just to kind of make this all a little bit stronger. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. How did the DV come down suddenly? Why is the Oh, I only changed one of the... No? What happened to my DV? Okay, this is not right. I changed you. Oh man, this thing is really messing with me. I didn't remove any fuel. Suddenly my DV is way down. Did I change anything here? No. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did. Oh, these are just in the wrong spot. Okay, I got it. 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 Now it's back up to 5,003. And I need a TWR much higher than that. Okay, so just the decouplers are in a funny spot. Oh, for goodness sakes. Live with it. There. There. 4,098? That's funny how it changes just with that. Okay. I'm cool. This should be here. Yes. Okay, that all makes sense. Smart parts on the boosters, 100%. So I need the Drain X right here. I just need a single one. And that will detect how much liquid fuels are born and stage at the appropriate time. Actually, sometimes I like to put them on the inside. You know, kind of hide them away, if you know what I mean. Like that. This guy is already here, but I'll put it on the inside as well. Beautiful. I think. And no, I know what else I needed to do. Remember the science? Remember the science that I forgot? I can put that back on. Specific orbit of the moon. Thank goodness I'm not tight for money, or I'd be getting a lot more annoyed with this. So I need to have an accelerometer and a thermometer aboard. For whatever reason. So we're going to find where that probe core is. I saw it. There we go. We're going to configure this science. Now there's already the MITE experiment aboard, but I can add into that the thermometer. I don't care if it's running or not. That doesn't matter. I think I just moved that by mistake, but I think I'm okay. I clicked on the probe by. I think it's okay. I think it's still there. Okay, so the mite is waiting. The telemetry report. Didn't I configure this? Did I hit telemetry report? I think obviously I did. Thermometer. Dopey. There we go. Okay, thermometer's aboard. So we have a thermometer aboard, and we need an accelerometer aboard. So I'm just going to go to here. The accelerometer, even though this thing's never going to touch the surface of anything, and we're just going to find a spot to stow this. Anywhere will do. That is good enough. As long as you're there, that's all that matters. Yep, I added to telemetry. I'm just seeing that now in the chat. Okay, so we're going to close that. So 4,986, you know what? Just for shites and giggles. Just for shites and giggles. Because I did dip down below my 5,000 I said I wanted. We're going to add on a teeny tiny bit more fuel. I got the thrust for it. And we're going to adjust this little bit extra thrust. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, what do people think? Do people think I'm finally there? Oh, wait. Of course, I don't want to bring that, do I? So, let's... oh, I just saved this. Oh, no! Did I just... I did! Oh, for gosh... Okay, this won't take long. I know, because I think I have all the little satellites all... I just saved this, didn't I? What I call it? Mun Relays? Yeah, it's got... Okay, so... That's okay. That's okay. This, obviously, I don't want. Wow. Got to get rid of that utility weight. I just saved it, so my previous one is now gone, but I think... There, I just make the Probodyne the root part again. I'm having one of those days. Throw this away. Boom. But methinks if I get myself a decoupler, the TD-6 decoupler, put that right there, turn the force percentage right down to 0, I am pretty sure in here I had better got... Yes, they're here. Those are my satellites. They don't have to be rebuilt. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Everything's good. They're still there in an action group. I do have to turn on the interstage nodes, like so. And we got to put another one on top of there. And we got to put another one on top of there. And I want to rotate. No, you know what? Forget it. If these clip through here, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna build the fairing. I was gonna get. I'm annoyed because if I open these, it'll clip through there. But I'm at the point. No, let's rotate them. It annoys me too much. So, gonna take each of these satellites and just give them a little bit of a roll here. There we go. One more, right? Nope, nope, that's it. Okay, and that's good, and that's good, and that's good, and that's good. Build the fairing. You should be able to just build straight up. Boom. 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 Take the fairing out. That's three lot of ejection force. Clamshell deploy. Take it out of the staging. I should still have the fairing as an action group here on an action group 5. I don't because it's gone. Of course I don't. Deploy that on action group 5. Okay. Try rerouting those external fuel ducts. Do they think they need to be rerouted? I don't think so. Let's put on that fuel overlay, but I think we're good. These are all 10s, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then we got zeros all the way up the middle stack. So the fuel priority is fine. This staging is a mess. And all of this can go up to the top. Okay. Look now, it says 6,000 meters per second, even though I replaced something with it with something that has pretty much the same mass. You're still missing a smart part. Where do I need a smart part? Oh, right here? I think in this middle part, right? Yes. You're right. No, I don't need a smart part here. I got one smart part. That will stage this. I got this smart part for the radio boosters. The antennas still have to be on an action group. They might still be there. They're still there. Okay. I think I'm calling it. Oh, wait. Let's upgrade these boosters because they seem to like to fail. Why not? And we'll upgrade this booster. Just upgrade them. Okay, save it. Plans. Add to plans, build. What do people think? I'm seeing things about action group. Upgrade the Terrier too. Oh yes, the Terrier. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That should be right here. That's actually the most important one to upgrade. I forgot that I replaced that engine. So thank you for that. Upgrade that. Save it. Add to plans. What is that? Add to plans, build. I must have clicked on something funny. Okay, close. Exit. I think it's confused by the staging of the satellites. I don't really understand how, because yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not counting the mass of the satellites and all of that. It's very strange. Somehow I have 2 Mun Relays going. I must have hit it twice. So let's scrap one of them. All right, we're going for it. This is hardly what you would call a very efficient run through this game. Like if you're, it's very much not optimized. What caused the stop? I don't know. More 10 credits from magnetometer. I gotta remember to. So I'm getting magnetometer reports here. Roll this out. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to our launch window. This is getting more than just a little bit annoying. These are jinxed relays. Okay, so I talked about the launch window last time. And what I need to do, I got all kinds of stuff coming up for other contracts. Here is our, is this our launch site? Yeah, there's our launch site. Yeah, right here. And what you want to do is when we take a look at the moon, actually I gotta look at it from the other side. Get the moon there on edge. And Cape Canaveral is great because it's set up in the right way so that when Cape Canaveral is sitting right about here, right, it's at a latitude of 28 degrees. This angle is about 28 degrees. And when I launch, I will be launching towards the equator. I can't help that. So I'll end up in an orbit that should very closely match the moon's orbit. But I just need to time warp that around until my launch site is right about here. And there's obviously some... Oh, I can probably use Kerbal Engineer to do this more accurately. You know what? Forget it. Who cares? I don't care anymore. I just want to get it done. I just want to get it done. I just want to be over. I'm going to go. Let's launch. Yeah, I can probably use Kerbal Engineer somehow, but I don't want to. I'm just... Probably something about time to ascending or descending node or something will tell me if I set the moon as a target. I bet you. Well, whatever. Let's just do it. Oh, should be a sunrise launch. Yes, so this isn't so bad. Let's open. Go. BAB. Launch. Go. 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 Recover flight. Oh, it's the launch clamps that were still there from before. Yeah, you're right. It's being mentioned in the chat about the root part. And the root part can definitely affect what Kerbal Engineer gives you in terms of calculating this. It's figuring out the staging. That's what's always. If you had a one-stage rocket, I am absolutely, or just a really simple staging rocket, I'm absolutely, it's really good at working out the DV. As soon as you make complicated staging, like, all of these guys up at the top that I'm going to stage manually, it gets really, really confused really quickly. And that's kind of understandable. Okay, run, orbit, go. Please work this time. We're off, we're off, we're off for what? The third, fourth time? It's the third time with this rocket, plus simulations. Look at your DV. This is not trustworthy at all right now because of, oh my god, I got some wobbly dobblies happening. Don't be that way, you wobbly rocket, you. Let's turn the gimbal limit down. Might do some quick, that seemed to get it under control. There's a little bit of overcorrecting happening with the gimbaling there. I never trust this when I'm low in the atmosphere. Again, I don't trust this. No, I don't trust this. Period. Whatever. This is not trustworthy. Neither is this. That's the one thing we've learned. Until we're down to something really simple, I think all of that is not trustworthy. Yeah, dummy payloads. That was the right solution. I've lost track of who suggested that initially, to replace all of those satellites with a dummy payload, but that's the right way. If the staging is getting complicated, replace the payload with a dummy payload. I think that was 100% the right call. And I initially resisted because I had this urge to just push forward. Sometimes you got to stop and think about what you're doing. Why do I not have a thermometer on board? I do have a oh, it's not counting it. It wants the part. Well, forget you, game. There's a temperature scan. I have a thermometer. I'm giving that to me if I succeed in doing all the rest of it. I'm giving you the middle finger right now. Notice that this isn't green, the thermometer, because I don't actually have the thermometer part. I instead put the thermometer in the probe core. Forget you, game. I don't care. I can do a temperature scan. I have a thermometer. I'm going to edit that one in. Oh, turn it on, you think? If I turn it on, will it be convinced I have a thermometer? I don't think so. I think it wants to have the thermometer part. I think this is a stock contract. Because notice the accelerometer is green because I actually did physically put the accelerometer on. I don't care. Alright, sun's coming up. Everything's coming up. We are, this is optimism time. This is optimism time. Getting the wiggle because of these individual stupid little tanks. That's why I'm getting the wiggle. Wiggle's dealt with now anyway. Wiggle's gone. Just had to bring down the gimbal limit on here so it would stop overcorrecting. Yeah, the contract's for the part, not the experiment. I don't care. I'm going to give it to me. I'm going to cheat that one. That's if I do the whole orbital insertion part right. I will cheat menu that one and give it to myself because I'm in an angry mood. Alright, we are on the mighty Terrier now. Different engine than before. I'm also going to give it to me because I'm in a bad mood. I should have realized that I should have put the thermometer part on, but I'm in, I'm not really in a bad mood. A little bit of a bad mood. Yeah, that's just blowing up in the chat. There's 20 getting down to 2,800 meters per second. That's Kerbal Engineer thinks is here, and we got what 800 something. That stock thinks is there. And yeah, it's this. I know it's that. It's how it's dealing with these payloads and when does it think they're being deployed. I honestly don't know why, because all of this staging is after this engine. So, but I don't know. I guess that comes up sometimes too. You know, it's thinking at some point I'm going to stage these guys while this engine's still going. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, where are we at? We got our apoapsis is almost out of space. Almost. Oh, you know what's neat too is I can now set my target for the moon from here. Now that I got Kerbal Engineer, where is it? Celestial bodies. And somewhere, there's the moon. And I should also, if I edit engineer, let's edit that second HUD, go to the rendezvous tab. There should be a relative AN and a relative DN. I only need one. Angle to the oh, that's an angle to, that was the wrong one. Sorry. Remove that. I should have, I want a phase angle. I don't want any of that stuff. Okay, forget it. We'll look at it later. What I was looking for is what's my angle. Oh my gosh, look at all this. There. How did that angle come out? That looks okay. That's not bad. My angle to the moon's orbit. It's all right. Okay, well, how are we doing? How are we doing? It's a 4-second burn, so what I'm going to do again is I'm going to Control-C that. And we're going to reduce this throttle limiter a little bit. Yeah, let's do it. Mapsat 2 has lost control. Oh! Something's gone wrong. That shouldn't... That's interesting. Something in Mapsat 2 is doing mapping satellites. Oh, probably the... Okay, there must be something funky going on with solar panel orientation. So now the Mapsat 2 is fine, so it's having electricity issues. That is for... I should really pay attention to this burn, but that is for a contract to mapping here. I'm just looking where we're at. We have 60% of the 70 required 75% of that map done. So that's coming, but just go rid of that window. Okay. All right. You are targeting Mercury. Am I really? I am targeting Mercury. Okay. That explains the terrible numbers. Okay. No problem. I remember seeing some sort of relative ascending node and it's like 170 degrees. And I'm like, what's going on? All right, I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Let's go back to target selection. The moon. Now it's the moon. Okay. So, my relative AN and DN is 4.6 degrees. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Whoops. Again, I'm being told I don't have enough fuel. What on earth is this game doing to me? See here? I don't know. I'm gonna have to just hope for the best. That's all I can say. Okay, so this time though we are going for this orbit. So we're gonna do some adjusting and some fancy flying here to get it installed into this orbit. So let's first start by playing with the timing here. No, the other way. No, I'm missing it now. That's the problem. Did I go the wrong way? I had an intercept there just a moment ago. That's set as a target. Why is that being this way? It's not doing... Oh, my God. Okay, fine. Why did I lose my intercept that I had just a moment ago? Let's reset this up. Oh, maybe it just... No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Being very strange. It's making me nervous. Might have to do a correction along the way here. I think I'm coming in, but I think I'm missing. I'm just trying to bring this to here, but what I'm thinking is when I adjust the timing, I just get a miss. Oh, now it's coming. Oh, oh. And then it misses it completely. I think I should just get my intercept and call myself fortunate. Again, this gets messed up. Like notice how it's not going back to the normal pull handle thing. I think I should just get an intercept and call it. This is a buggy day. Okay, delete it from here. There's something obviously messed up with you. It won't let me delete the node. There we go. All right, I think I'm going to live with this. Look at it. I'm very close to being in the same plane. I think I'm just going to burn that. Okay, yeah, so let's do this. My burn time is very high, but that's because I set this down. I'm going to go F5. And there we go. Electricity is good, I think. Yeah, perpetual. Okay, so let's time warp to this. And again, I'm noticing this red line, but I'm going to hope it ain't a big deal. It might be a problem, it might not. But we're getting kind of at the point in the stream where I'm like looking at the time going, ugh. Run execute maneuver. Again, MapSat 2. Not sure what's going on with it, but there's some sort of solar issue with it. That's something for another time. Keeps losing electricity and then it comes back. So Rob is saying make a name save and then restart after the stream. You think reloading this whole thing might fix these issues? I don't know. It's very strange. But I mean, I got more than half my fuel still in this thing. But I don't know if either of these two numbers that are being provided to me are correct. That's the problem. Turn off the MapSat notifications. That's a good plan. Let's go to here. MapSat2 was the issue. Whoops, come back. And if I go to, is it configure? Yes, there is battery notifications. Just shut up about those. Thank you. That's a good idea. Mun Relays, back on you. There. Okay, how are we going? Oh, we should be starting our burn any moment. Any moment. Any moment. Any moment. Why this waiting so long? Okay, Control C. Z. Why? 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 Everything's why. I don't know what happened with my program. I'm going to have to just abort that program. My program just wasn't starting to burn. But then, now look at how this red's going down. See that? See that? That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Now the red's gone. Now it's saying I got enough fuel. Very weird. Alright. Let's lock this on prograde just for now and watch this from Moonland. Reducing that throttle, and what I'm really looking at, I want to see it there. That's pretty good. It's kind of snuck in there, didn't it? All right, so we're on our way. This is our trajectory here, the blue one. And I want to am I coming around the right way? For goodness sakes, yes I am. It's coming like this. I didn't even check that before. Oh my gosh. Okay, and so this has got to come down. And likely radially, yeah, radially back. And normal down. So I want to get that periapsis. Boy, this is a big orbit around the moon. I want to get this periapsis just to touch the orbit. Just like so. Of course, everything being three-dimensional makes it always a challenge, isn't it? Oops. That should be good enough. All right, so that's a teeny tiny little burn. Coming up in, oh, it's not super teeny tiny, but it's tiny enough. It's going to adjust the throttle here so that it's got some time to it. I'm going to do another F5, because with the way this has all been going, I'm going to do a lot of quick saving as we go. The burn took 1,300. Is that? I'm sorry, it's under the heart button where I'm reading the on the chat. Oh, I'm still locked to prograde as I'm trying to reorient this guy. There's no way that burn took that much. Like, if that says 1,300, I'm not trusting any of these numbers. I think they're all lying to me. I think all the numbers are liars. Okay. I gotta be a little careful. Oh, I got solar panels all around this thing. What do I mean I gotta be careful about? Oh, this antenna needs to deploy. Extend that antenna. And I'm gonna extend these antennas too. And then we'll, because never know. Doesn't hurt to have them extended. Okay. So F5 again. Let's get out to this maneuver. So goodbye, Earth. Orient this. Like so. And yeah, I'm just going to burn it. I don't have to wait for this to get to 0. There was nothing time sensitive about it. So we're just going to burn a little bit. There we go. Lock that back to there. Let's orient once again for solar panels. So this thing is really covered in solar panels, but it won't be forever. Okay. And we're going to go F5. And let's just warp to here. Oh, there comes our moon there. More magnetometer science coming our way. And how far are we from the SOI change? Still 4 hours, for goodness sakes. Are you effing me? Oh my God. It just suddenly decided we weren't going to intersect with the moon. I did do a quick save just before time warping out here. Let's time warp a little bit more, see if it changes its mind. Hey, here we go. Oh, they shouldn't do orbit. This orbit's clearly really close to being not in the moon's SOI. They really shouldn't do that, I think. So I'm putting it at PE, but where I really should put it is right where the two orbits cross. And again, it's doing this weird thing. See that? Oh, there it goes. Now it's back. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of a capture here. And now I can see I've got to move the apoapsis out this way. That is going to be a radial component to the burn. Like so. And I can see here I need a bit of a normal component. So this burn's got a bit of everything going on in it. Now I'll move over to here. A little bit of retrograde. I can see it was a little bit too big. A little bit of radial the other way. I think that's probably maybe a little normal here. Get it in the right plane. There we go. Look at that. Push the apoapse a little bit. I'm sure that's good enough. So this is our capture, 151 meters per second. I actually had budgeted 170 meters per second for this, so that's pretty good. Pretty good on the calculation front, I think. Okay, F5 again. And this is a... Oh, this because this is turned down so far. What if I turn it up? There we go. A 13-second burn. So again, F5. Warp to here. And I'm really thinking, I'm looking at the time of this, and I always like to end these before the 2-hour mark, and I'm pushing the 2 hour and 50 or 1 hour and 55 minute mark. I'm thinking satisfying this contract in my own way is really going to be the conclusion of this particular stream. But oh my gosh. This is turning into a lot more work than I had anticipated. Okay. But our burn's coming up. 13-second burn. I'm just going to burn until I see this little white bit go green. Again, I'm considering I have the thermometer aboard. Because I do have a thermometer aboard because I can take temperature scans. So poop on that. Not a resonant orbit. That will come up. The resonant orbit is after this. So right now, this is just a contract that I thought I'd do along the way. So no, the resonance orbit is coming up next. But right now, I want to do this. And go. And should be green, 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 go green. Oh, it was green there for a second. Shoot. I saw it. I overcooked it. I wasn't going green as much as I thought it would. Oh, gosh. Thank God I upgraded that engine. So I'm going to flip it around completely 100% the other way. Actually, I can see here. There's where that maneuver node is. I overcooked it just a little bit. I didn't think it was going to be that fine. There. Now it's green. Okay, now we got to wait. Oh, maintain stability for 10 seconds for whatever reason is already green. I don't know what that's about, but it says I don't have a thermometer, but you know what? Alt F12 is your friend. We're going to go into contracts here. We're going to go to active contracts, and this one is position a satellite in a specific orbit of the moon, and as far as I'm concerned, I have completed that, so that is now green. I do get the rewards for that little bit of a cheat, but I don't care. I got a thermometer. The heck with you, game. So what we still got to do... Oh, the apoapsis is too high. I was about to say, yeah, our apoapsis is way too high. Okay. We are in an orbit about the moon. This is really not very particular about what orbit... Sorry, I'm just orienting this too at the same time for solar panels. Let's get rid of this. This guy is not too particular about the orbit that I'm in, but what I want to go is I do want to, if I come to the moon, put my satellites into an orbit, and I do have a target orbit of, I wrote it down, 341.33 kilometers. I want a circular orbit. I'm going to stay in this same plane. I don't think the plane matters. 341.33 kilometers. That will be a period of 3 hours, and then I want each of the satellites to be 1 hour apart, so they'll form a nice triangle around that. And for that, we're going to need to set up a phasing orbit or a resonance orbit. That will be coming up next, so I got to get out of the orbit that we are currently in. But you know what? Looking at the time of the stream, I was really hoping to get this done today, but looking at the time of the stream, I don't think that is going to happen today. So I think this is probably a good place to stop, and then we'll pick up exactly from this spot next week. So sorry about that. I really thought I was going to get this done, but should be good for next week as long as I have the Delta V that's required to do it. But that's all going to have to wait. So in the meantime, I thank everybody in the chat. I'm going to thank everybody that's watching this at a later date. And of course, a very, very special and heartfelt thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. Have yourself a fantastic week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.